What's up everyone, my name is Danny Gevirtz and today I'm showing you how I use Lightroom to edit my portraits. Roll the intro. I'm going to take you into Lightroom in a second and show you how I edit portraits, but first off I want to start off by saying that there is no right way to edit photos and everyone has their own unique style. If you don't prefer the style that I edited in, good for you, go do your own thing. If you do prefer the style I edit in, doesn't mean you should copy everything I'm doing step for step. Every photo is not going to be edited the same way. This is just to show you one style of editing for one particular photo. Every photo is exposed differently, has different colors, and no photo is going to end up being edited exactly the same. So let's go into Lightroom. This is the photo that we're going to be editing. It's already edited. As you see, this is a photo of my friend Doug from the Faroe Islands. I took this with my Nikon D750. This is what it looks like now, and hopefully what we're going to get to at the end of this editing process, and this is what it looked like before. Done, before, finished. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to reset this, get it back to its normal state straight out of camera. And the first thing I like to do when I'm editing is come down here to camera calibration, go to profile. I have a Visco plugin, but you can select any of these. I'm going to go ahead and go with the Kodak T-Max 3200 2N. As you can see, this looks terrible, oversaturated, over-contrasted. So what I want to do is go to the tone curve here, and I like to start by pulling this bottom tail up a little bit. That looks good right there. I'm going to give it a point right there. Bring this tail up a little more. That might have been a little too much. There we go. That looks good for right now. So then I'm going to start from the top and work my way down. The white balance, it's looking a little warm for me, so I'm going to bring that down a little bit. Make it a little cooler. That looks good to me. Gonna leave the tint alone for now. Highlights, I'm going to bring my highlights down. Might be too much. Highlights down a little more. Gonna bring my shadows up until it looks good. That looks about right there. Gonna bring my blacks up a good amount to probably right there. So that's looking good. Here we are before, here we are after. It's still looking pretty bad. I'm gonna leave this stuff alone for right now. Gonna come down here to my HSL, which is hue, saturation, and luminance. First thing I'm gonna do, I noticed that his skin's looking a little red, so I'm gonna take the reds and make them more orange. That's looking good. And all the purples in his skin, I'm gonna bring and make them red so that they get that same effect that the red's getting to the orange. Maybe make the greens a little more yellow and the yellows a little more orange. It might be too much. There we go. Then I'm gonna come over to saturation. I tend to desaturate a lot of my photos, give it a more realistic look. I don't believe that this is actually how we see. We don't see colors this vibrant in nature or in natural light for the most part. So I'm gonna take the reds down a little, oranges down a little bit, and take the yellows down a lot, probably to about right there. I like to get rid of greens completely in most of my photos. I just hate the color green. I don't know why. Gonna leave the aquas alone, maybe take them down a tad. I also like getting rid of blues for the most part. Gonna take my purples down. Magenta, gets that some of that out of his skin. And as you can see, it's starting to look very good at this point. Very soft, very realistic. This is what it looked like before, after. So I'm gonna come into luminance. I'm gonna make my yellows a little bit darker. Might be a little too dark. That's looking good. Maybe make my oranges a little darker. Greens a little darker. Cool, that's looking good. I'm gonna leave split toning alone for right now. Sharpening, I'm gonna make it a little bit sharper. It's looking a little too soft. Then I like to add a very small amount of grain to my photos, maybe 15, still a little more, 20. That's good. In the blacks, you're seeing it's getting a little more texture. It's looking more like a real photograph. Cool. So this is what it looks like before, after. It's looking a little flat to me, so I'm gonna come back up here to contrast, give it a little more contrast. That's looking good. Highlights, all that's good. I'm gonna take a little more saturation off, just take a little more of the edge off the colors. Nice, looking good. I might lower my blacks back down a little bit. Nice. And I'm noticing it's a little orange in the shadows right now, so I'm gonna come over to right here. I'm gonna make the hue of my shadows a little more aqua. And give it a little boost. There we go. It's looking good. And we're almost there. What I like to do next to give a little more focus to my subject is take a graduate. Make sure the exposure is down to about 1, clarity a little less than normal. And bring these up from the edges just to draw focus to my subject. Make him pop out a little more, separate him from the background. And that is looking pretty good to me. I think it's looking pretty close to what our original photo looked like. Alright guys, so that is it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, there is no right way to edit a photo, and this definitely is not the right way. This is just how I prefer to edit photos. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe please, like, comment, leave your suggestions for future videos down in the comments below, and we're in this together guys. Whatever you need, let me know. I'm here for you. Thanks again. Roll the credits.